Okay, so for today's color blocking video, we are going to be using 3 colors from Rebel, just because those are what I have. I have Marilyn, which is D49. I have Passion, which is D240. And I have Betty, which is D8. So these are the 3 colors we will be using. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I've just taken the tops off of the colors and put the tops right in front of the jars just to keep everything organized, keep everything with its same color. These are the liquids I'm going to be using. These were found on Amazon. It is a 3-step system. It has the base, the activator, and the top coat. It did come with a 4th bottle, which is the brush saver. Now the brush saver is something that I don't really use often since I haven't had much problems with either the base or the top coat gluing shut or hardening on the brush or anything like that. These are from a brand called Mefa or M-E-F-A. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I did find these on Amazon and they did come with 4 dip color jars. And it was around $20. Sorry, I hit the camera. Around $20. So it was a really great deal for the 4 colors and then the 4 bottles of the dip liquids. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Now I am going to take the base and just apply it to the whole nail. Now as you'll see with this color blocking, I don't use any tape on the color blocking. I just do completely without tape. I have tried with tape previously. It was not my favorite in my opinion just because it has bumps and leaves some sticky residue behind and I just don't enjoy that. So we're gonna put the clear base coat on. We're gonna dip into our first color. You can kind of dip however you want. I'm just gonna do a design like that. It is just a little diagonal. We're gonna place the swatch into our second jar. I'm gonna do another diagonal the opposite way and just in between just kind of tapping everything off on the jar. And we're gonna do our third dip in our white color. I'm just gonna go right on top and dip it off. So that is how it looks right now. Of course, we are gonna go with another coat of this after this dries and we brush it off. So I'll see you in just a second when this has dried. Okay, so that's what it looks like after the first coat has dried. I did try to put a little bit of a thicker layer of the base just to have enough time to dip into the first one, dip in the second, and dip in the third, and get even coverage without the dip base drying. So now we're gonna go ahead with our second coat of base and we're gonna do the same exact thing, same process as we just did. So of course another layer of base. Again, try to get it a little bit thicker, not too thick, but just a little bit thicker to give you a little bit more time to work with it. We're gonna go back into our first jar and you're just gonna dip into the exact same pattern that you had the previous one. So the same layover. I'm gonna tap it off. Dip into our second jar. Again, the same layout as you had the first one. Tap it off. And then the third one. And tap it off. Now as you see with this, it has not contaminated the white. There's no glitter in here. There's no red in here. It's still pure white. So that's why I really do like this system. I don't think there's any need for tape or for any of that. But like I said, completely personal preference. So we're gonna go ahead and let this dry again. We're gonna brush it off in just a second and we'll be back for the next step in just a minute. Okay, so we're back with this dried and it does have the excess dust dusted off. So we're gonna go in with one more layer of the base coat again and we're gonna do one more dip of each color just to make sure that it does give you the look that you're going for. If you have done this or if you've used the colors before and you know that you like how it looks after, you know, just 2 dips of it, and that's perfectly fine as well. I just wanted my passion to be a little bit darker. So I will go ahead and do the same exact process again. I'm gonna do base. We're gonna dip into the Passion. Just being careful not to overlap into the other colors because that kind of messes up the design, which I did just a bit. You can see I kind of went into the glitter section, but that's fine. We're gonna dip into the glitter and tap that off. And then lastly, dip into the white and just let it sit for a second. And tap that off as well. Still no glitter or red in the white. I don't see any issues with anything dusting into the other container. So this is what we are looking like after 3 full dips of each, the Passion, the Marilyn, and the Betty, all by Revel Nail. Disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Revel. I did purchase all of these colors with my own money. Of course, I would love for Revel to sponsor, but you know, that's later on down the line. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dust this off, and then we will go in with a layer of clear, just to protect the work that we just did with these dips. So we're gonna use this. This is just the Mia Secret Clear Powder found on Amazon. It was a really good deal as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and put another layer of base coat. This layer does not have to be as thick since you're not going through a process of dipping into 3 separate jars. You're just gonna dip straight into the clear. So once we have a thin layer of base, just gonna stick it into the clear. I like to let it sit for a second just to make sure everything gets soaked up in terms of the clear powder over top of all of the colors. I'm gonna start opening up my activator. Take this out, tap it off, and move this to the side. And then we're just gonna wait a second for that to dry a bit. I like to just dust off the back if you're using swatch sticks, just because it gives you a little view of how everything's gonna look. And then I'll go ahead and dust off my clear, just being gentle not to mess anything up since it is not completely cured yet, so to speak. And then we will go in with our activator. I need to get a new activator since that is almost empty, as you can see. So we're gonna go ahead and activate. I like to do a generous layer of this. Alright, close up the activator. Let this dry for a second. If you are doing this on your real nails or natural nails, or if you're doing it on extensions or anything, now would be the time where you would go in and file it, file the sides, buff the top. Of course, make sure you have the shape and everything that you are wanting. Since this is just a swatch stick, I'm not gonna buff anything, I'm not gonna file anything, I'm just gonna go straight in with my top coat. So, like I said, just give the activator a minute to dry, and then after that, you'll just go in with the top coat and go right on top of it. This top coat is pretty good on the first layer. Usually I'll just go over it right afterwards again, so I don't wait for it to dry and then go over it. I'll just do top coat, wait a minute, and then do another top coat right after. So this is the final result. This is what we're looking at in terms of our glitter and dark and light colored ombre, color block, excuse me. So that is our final result. You can see, of course, on the back, and you can see on the front, it's the same design. Of course, it's not perfect. I went a little bit too far with the glitter, so the white didn't have as much of an area on the swatch stick, but you can customize it. You can do just a tiny bit of glitter, you can do a lot of glitter, you can do a lot of white, you can do not so much passion, you can do whatever you want. We are gonna do this with one more color to come up here in just a second, so stick with me. Okay, so I know I said another color, I meant another design, so same colors, sorry. We're gonna go back with the base. This one we're just gonna do these two colors, so I left Betty out this time. We're just gonna do the Passion and Marilyn. So we're gonna go in with another layer of our base. This one is still gonna be a little bit thicker than you would for just a normal dip. We're gonna go in with our Passion. And I did the same type of diagonal as we did last time. You can definitely change it. I just wanted to try just a diagonal. We're gonna go on the same diagonal just a little bit further with our glitter. And for the last one, we're gonna dip it right back into the Passion. So this is more of like gonna be a little bit like a ribbon, I guess you can say, of the glitter going across. I know there's some designs with nails, some colors that just have a little ribbon of the glitter, so I think that's a good way to do that if you are looking for a diagonal. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna brush this off. Alright, then we're gonna go back in with a second coat of base. And then a second dip of all of our colors, just making sure to follow that guideline you made the first dip. We're going to do clear. We're going to do our glitter. Try to focus on not overlapping too much. Then our color again. And tap that off as well. And you can see that some of the glitter stuck to the Passion a little bit, but as it dries and you wipe it off, it will come off. So that's nothing really to worry about. It will just gently scrape it off with your brush. Right, then we're gonna go in, of course, with one more layer just to get that dark opacity that I would like. So thick base. We're gonna do Passion, tap it off. I'm gonna double tap it into here since the first one didn't cover everything. I'm gonna tap. We're gonna do our Marilyn again, making sure to cover all the previous Marilyn that we had dipped. And then a last dip into the Passion. I'm gonna just let that sit for a second just to make sure it soaks up all of the base that we had done. I did put a little bit too thick of a layer on the top of the swatch, so make sure it's all soaked up with the color. Tap it off, and we're gonna just put that right there. We are gonna close these up since we are done with the colors and done with our glitter. We're gonna pull out our clear again, same Mia Secret that I had previously. And then we're gonna dust this off as well. Just being gentle not to disturb any of the pattern that we just made. Since it's on a swatch stick, I do like to always dust off the back since it usually does trap some color back here. I don't want to dip the color into the clear and have it tinted or anything like that. So we'll go in with one last base coat. And just like last time, just gonna stick it in our clear and let it sit. Close up our base, get our activator ready. Tap that off. Put this to the side. course, then we're gonna go in with our activator. Make sure you get a good amount since we did just put 4 layers of dip down. We don't want any part of it not to completely be dried. I don't know where this glitter came from. It's a green glitter. I don't know why it's stuck in here. Okay. So we messed that up a little, but that's okay. We're just gonna go over this again with the activator. Make sure everything is covered, everything looks good. Of course, with the activator, you just want to wait, make sure it dries. You will, of course, know when it's dry when you tap on it. You get the clicking noise. But you're kind of getting not too much as the dry one that we did from previously. So I'm just gonna wait a second for this to dry until I get more of the click. Then we'll go in with our top coat again. Same thing as last time, we're going to do just a little thin layer of the top coat. We're gonna go right back into our top coat and do a little bit of a thicker layer. Always cap your edges and then just let that dry. And this is our final look. We do have the maroon with the stripe in the middle of the glitter. Of course, you can do this with different colors. This one I kind of messed up because I was trying to dig out the glitter right there. So it does have a little indentation, but that's kind of how it looks. Of course, I kind of rushed through this as well, just on the swatch stick. If this were on my own nails, it would be a little bit neater. Would take some more time with it, but these are the 2 designs that we did today. We have the color block with the 3 colors, and we have a color block with the diagonal glitter. So those are it. We're just gonna let these dry. If you guys have any other videos that you want to see, any other recommendations for designs, whether it be color block, whether it be ombre, I do have an ombre video coming up soon, so that will be next. Any other designs that you want to see, we can definitely do that. So just comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys use this method, if you guys use the tape, what do you prefer? What colors are your favorite? Let me know what brands do you like, what brands do you want any type of reviews on, anything like that. Those are our colors. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!